So for the first part of trucker's profit, what you're going to do is input your yearly expenses. What you want to do is find how much it costs you to do your drug consortium, your truck registration. If you got more than one truck, go ahead and add all those together and put that inside the truck registration. Your UCR, your 2290 for your highway use tax, any compliance services, anything that has a yearly fee to it, go ahead and drop that down in this section. Just the yearly. You can do the monthly, on the next section, but we're just going to focus on the yearly right now. And this is easy to edit. You only want to edit what's in the yellow. So you can go in here and you can change this to, whatever, whatever you want. And then you just input the number of whatever it costs. So if it was insurance, and let's say your insurance was $9,300 a year, and it automatically calculates the total for you for the yearly expenses. And for the PM service, you're not going to do that in this section. It'll be in this next section. Depending how much your shop charges you. I go to the same shop all the time, so I already know what my service is going to be. It's about $520 for the year. $520 each time I get a PM service. And your PM service is done every 20 to 30,000 miles. It just depends on your truck. So definitely look up and see what your truck, when does it need to get its PM service to try to keep you from breaking down on the road as often. And you can input that price in there. Then you're going to input how many times a year that you'll be doing that. And if you don't know what that is, that can always go under something else. So you don't necessarily have to do that, but go ahead and factor in, 4 or 5 times a year, just so you have a kind of estimate, a good estimate about how much you're going to be what you're going to be spending. And then it's going to change automatically here. So let's say, you do it 6 times a year. It automatically calculates the cost and it puts it down as the yearly expenses. The next section down is the number of trucks that you have in your company. Now, this is going to affect when we're breaking down the cost per mile, because when you have more than one truck, the cost gets divided amongst all the trucks to take care of the overhead for the company. So if you only have one truck, it's going to be harder for you to make a profit because that one truck is holding all the costs and overhead for your company. But when you have 5 trucks, then you get to split all that overhead costs amongst all the trucks, even though they're going to be adding, registration costs and things like that. It still helps when you have more than one truck, so you can spread out the costs, the overhead costs of your company. Instead of, let's say your office, just to use round numbers, your office costs you $1,000 a month. If you have one truck, that one truck got to pay that $1,000 a month. But if you got 5, now each truck only has to come up with $200. And that's why that's in there. And that's going to help on the next section where you go to the monthly expenses.